Hey guys, I thought I would show you guys the rest of my shipping and fulfillment process for those of you who don't have your items fulfilled and shipped through Amazon or another company. I write out my own name tags, as I've probably shown before. Here's what a smaller earring card looks like. I also do larger sizes, but that way I can do them custom to the size. This one is going with my name on the side is what I do, and then of course I write out what the item is, the forgings that are done. My daughter, I like cheese. I generally on the shipping label, which is done in I'm trying to make sure nobody's privacy is breached here. None of the things are printed out on actual labels. What I do is I'll print it out on a regular sheet of paper, and then I cut it with these nice long scissors here. I've also got some of my eBay stuff over here that I put on my eBay store. This is like my second desk, but anyhow, right now, what I'm doing is I'm going to box this up. I'm going to tie it up with this. I've probably shown that process before. When you can't find boxes or are out until you get another shipment from online, from Uline or where have you, you can get these at Hobby Lobby for $4.49 for about, I want to say 10, which isn't too bad. You can sometimes find a better deal by buying bulk, which I do quite a bit when able. The other thing is when you're out of your shipping labels, which I also get from Uline, or I'm sorry, your packages. This is the one that I generally send in, but I have, as I've spoken before, recycle packages. Since I've got a couple going to, this one to Liverpool, England, and another to the darker green to Mexico, you'll notice I've done those in much smaller packages. And I do this by recycling, by saving the shipments that I get from other people for my supplies, my silvers, my metals, my wires, my stones, sometimes my crystals that I use in jewelry making. Also, I will get items in from small businesses, whether they be, online sellers for antique shops, and even some from Ukraine and Germany and other countries out there. I've gotten my metals from Israel and different places in the Middle East, and they will send in some of these smaller packages. Now, I like the smaller ones for the international shipments when I can, because that helps me keep my size like around under 2 ounces. And I do have like a food scale. You can also get an electronic scale, which I had, but we gave to a niece. So I use my food scale because we're just, as long as we're around that 2 ounce mark, I can make sure that it goes for less, because shipping internationally, even for these small packages, is quite pricey. My customers do pay some of the cost, but I absorb the rest of the cost. So I'm getting ready to take one of my envelopes that I'm recycling for this order here, which is a domestic order. So it's nice because what I'll do is I will take, you can kind of see it under here, the old one. I've just taped it over my newer label. I can't show the whole thing, but it's about this size, the size of this rectangle here. And what I do is I do either peel off this bottom part where your tracking barcode is, because you don't want any interference there, or I will scribble with a black marker over that if it won't peel off. Like I had to do that on one of these where it was taped so heavily from my supplier or small business person from Ukraine that I couldn't get it off, which is fine because they're trying to package really well. They want to make sure it gets to you. They all do such a fantastic job, and I value and appreciate my suppliers and my small business people that I buy from all around the world. But as far as this goes, you can see what I do. I just cut off the label, and then I always flag what the item is that goes with it, and I keep all of that together until it's pasted on, and then I do a double check to make sure each client or customer is getting the correct order. Okay, I think that's, and each client, I've probably shown this before, gets a handwritten note. I mean, most of it's, obviously copied and printed from some other photos of my, my copper sign work that I do for weddings, anniversaries, and other other special occasions people have called upon me to do, but write their name, give a little personal message about them liking it, and sign it. And that always means a lot to people. And I know that because it always means a lot to me when my clients from all around the world, or my suppliers, or the small businesses I purchase from, whether it's for my supplies to create or to fix something, like when I did the Doctor Who watch. If I'm getting something that needs to be fixed, and then I'm making sure I do all of the chaining and findings to make that piece usable, it means a lot when they will write me, like, even if it's just thank you, or thanks for buying from us. And it's also a great way as a small business for you to give them the main location you want them to purchase from. For me, I have 3 different online stores, so the one that I'm trying to push that might just be more for, how would you say, maybe the best SEO or what have you, you can have your domain name tied to that site. Okay, I hope that that helps those of you who I've spoken to in the past that wanted some tips for sending off and fulfilling your orders. Recycling is awesome. It will save you money, and you just, it's nice to help each other out by doing that. A lot of my small businesses also recycle their shipping or mailers. That's what we usually call them, our mailing envelopes, and most of mine, as you can see, are thicker and padded. So, okay, let me know if you have any other questions or any tips you all have. I'm going to wrap this last one up. And, oh, the other thing I do, by the way, is I will take Scotch. I brought it up, but I probably dropped it on the way up. Just regular Scotch tape. You can use postage tape, but I don't like doing that with these labels. It's just easier for me to use the Scotch tape, which will come in 2 little rolls from Dollar Tree for $1.25. And that way I can also place it, I can't really show you all of it, but I place the Scotch tape also over their name. Since I'm not using the sticky labels, it's cheaper for me to just use regular paper, cut it out, tape it on. And then, like for this envelope that had already been cut, you can see I cut it straighter at the top. I can't show you all of it because I don't want to give any privacy away, but I cut it off. It's fairly straight. And what I do is I just tape the Scotch tape over that to where I can push the other edge over, and then I put tape long ways, like this ways, over it, almost like doing stitching to make sure it stays secure. And it is still cheaper than other methods, especially when you are recycling. Okay, thanks guys for tuning in. Let me know if you have any other questions or any tips for those who are trying to mail out.